The Galactic Council was a grand meeting of powerful alien species from all over the galaxy. They gathered in a massive hall filled with strange lights and vibrant colors. At the center of the room stood a tall, shiny table made of crystal, reflecting the faces of the council members. They were discussing important matters, but today, their focus was on a small blue planet called Earth. "Why are we even talking about these humans?" a tall, green-skinned alien named Zorak said with a loud laugh. His voice echoed through the hall. "They are nothing but tiny creatures running around on a mud ball. They can't even travel between stars." The other members of the council joined in his laughter. They looked down upon humanity, believing humans were too weak and primitive to pose any threat. Some of them even made jokes about humans, calling them hairless monkeys and foolish little beings. Meanwhile, a young human diplomat named Maya sat quietly at the edge of the room. She felt small and nervous in the presence of so many powerful aliens. Her heart raced as she listened to their mockery. Maya had come to represent Earth, and she wanted to show the council that humans were more than what they believed. With a deep breath, Maya stood up. "Excuse me," she said, her voice steady but soft. "I believe you are underestimating us. Humans have faced many challenges and have always found a way to overcome them." The laughter in the room faded as the council members turned to look at her. They were surprised that a mere human dared to speak up. "What do you know of strength?" asked a blue-skinned alien named Vecra, raising an eyebrow. "You have no real power." Maya took another breath, feeling the weight of their judgment but refusing to back down. "We may not have advanced technology like you, but we have something special. We are resilient. When faced with danger, we unite and fight back. We do not give up easily." Some council members exchanged skeptical glances, still not convinced. They whispered among themselves, doubting that a species so young and inexperienced could pose any real challenge. "Look at our history," Maya continued. "We have fought against wars, diseases, and natural disasters. We have survived against all odds. We may not be perfect, but we are strong in our own way." Her voice was growing more confident, and she could see a flicker of interest in some of their eyes. Just then, a council member named Zara, known for her intelligence and wisdom, leaned forward. "Tell us more, human. What makes you think your kind can face us? Show us that you are worthy of our respect." Maya felt a surge of hope. This was her chance to change their minds. She spoke about the great achievements of humanity, how they had landed on the moon, built towering cities, and discovered amazing technology. She shared stories of bravery, of heroes who had fought for their people and their planet. As she spoke, some of the council members began to listen. They leaned in closer, intrigued by Maya's passion. "We are capable of great things," she said, "but we also value peace and friendship. We do not wish to be seen as enemies." For a moment, silence filled the hall. The laughter and mockery had faded, replaced by a sense of curiosity. Maya felt a spark of hope. Maybe she could change their perception of humanity. But just as the council members were beginning to consider her words, a loud alarm blared through the room. A holographic screen lit up, displaying urgent news. Reports of strange ships attacking Earth filled the screen, showing panic and chaos on her planet. The council members gasped, their faces shifting from amusement to concern. Maya's heart raced. "We need to act!" she cried. "Earth is in danger!" Zorak and the others exchanged worried glances, their laughter forgotten. The time for mockery was over. The council had to decide what to do about this unexpected threat. As the meeting continued, Maya knew she had made her point. The Galactic Council would never look at humans the same way again. Back on Earth, chaos erupted as strange alien ships appeared in the sky. The ships were massive, dark, and menacing, casting shadows over cities. People looked up in fear, wondering what these ships wanted. News reports flooded the airwaves, showing scenes of panic and confusion. In a secure government building, Maya, the human diplomat, sat with leaders from around the world. They were gathered in an emergency meeting, trying to figure out what to do. The mood was tense and worried faces surrounded her. "Why are they attacking us?" asked a tall man named General Roberts, his voice booming with anger. "We have done nothing to provoke them." Maya shook her head. This might be a reaction to the Galactic Council's mockery of humanity. "They might think we are weak and easy to conquer," she said, her heart racing as she spoke. A woman named President Lee looked at Maya with concern. "So what do we do now? We can't just sit here and let them invade our planet." Maya felt the weight of the situation pressing down on her. We need to unite and prepare for battle. If we show them we are strong, they may back off. General Roberts slammed his fist on the table. We must fight back! We have military forces ready to defend our land. We cannot let them think we are afraid. The leaders began to discuss their options. Some believed it was best to try to communicate with the aliens, while others argued for an immediate attack. The room buzzed with voices, each leader wanting to protect their people. Meanwhile, in the skies above, the alien ships unleashed their power. Beams of bright light shot down, striking buildings and causing explosions. People ran in every direction trying to find safety. The streets filled with screams and panic as the world watched their worst fears unfold. Maya felt a chill run down her spine as she saw the destruction on the news. We have to act quickly, she urged. If we don't show strength, they will think they can take whatever they want. President Lee nodded, realizing the urgency. All right, we will use our military forces to defend our cities, but we also need to send a message to the Galactic Council. They need to know that their mockery has led to this chaos. As the leaders made their plans, alien forces continued their attack. Soldiers and civilians alike rushed to defend their homes. Fighter jets took to the skies, ready to confront the alien invaders. In the midst of the chaos, Maya felt a sense of determination. She knew that humanity had to stand strong together. Back at the Galactic Council, news of the attacks reached the members. They were shocked to see the destruction on their screens. Zorak, who had once laughed at humans, now looked concerned. This is not what we intended, he said, realizing the gravity of the situation. Vekra, the blue-skinned alien, furrowed his brow. We underestimated the humans. They are fighting back, and they are not as weak as we thought. As the council debated their next move, Maya and the world prepared for battle. She sent a message to the Galactic Council, demanding their attention. You must help us! You cannot let these aliens destroy innocent lives. This is not just about Earth. It is about the safety of all beings in the galaxy. The council was torn. Some members still felt that humans were a lesser species, while others began to see the potential threat. They had laughed and mocked, but now they faced the reality of a united humanity ready to fight for their survival. In the chaos of war, the fight for Earth had begun. As fighter jets zoomed through the sky, humans proved they could adapt, strategize, and stand together against overwhelming odds. The world was in danger, but they would not back down. Maya looked at the screen, determination shining in her eyes. We will show them who we are, she said to herself. We will fight back with everything we have. The situation was dire, but humanity's spirit was stronger than ever. This was just the beginning of a struggle that would change the galaxy forever. The sun rose over a chaotic Earth, but for the first time in days, people felt a spark of hope. Across the globe, cities were united in a fierce determination to fight back against the alien invaders. News reports showed civilians helping each other, creating makeshift shelters, and preparing for the battles ahead. In a command center, Maya stood alongside military leaders, watching the screens filled with images of alien ships hovering ominously above their cities. We need to show them our strength, she said firmly. Humans have fought against all odds before. We can do it again. General Roberts nodded, his face serious. We have fighter jets and ground troops ready to engage. But we need a plan. We can't just rush in without knowing their weaknesses, Maya thought quickly. We should divide our forces. Some can engage the ships in the sky, while others protect the cities below. If we create distractions, we might find an opening to strike. As the leaders discussed tactics, the atmosphere in the command center grew tense. The time for talk was over. It was time to fight. Troops prepared for battle, checking their weapons and gathering supplies. Maya felt a mix of fear and determination. She knew that this was not just about defending their planet. It was about proving that humanity could stand strong. Meanwhile, across the cities, ordinary people were also rising to the occasion. Volunteers came together to support the military. They organized food and supplies for the soldiers, providing everything from sandwiches to medical kits. The spirit of unity was strong and hope filled the air. As the first wave of human fighters took off into the sky, the roar of their engines drowned out the fear that had gripped their hearts. Fighter jets soared toward the alien ships, bright streaks against the blue sky. This is for Earth, the pilots shouted over their radios, adrenaline pumping through their veins. The aliens, taken by surprise, began to fire back with beams of light that streaked through the sky. Explosions lit up the horizon, but the human pilots pressed on. They dodged and weaved, using their training to outmaneuver the larger alien ships. With each successful hit, confidence grew among the humans. Back at the command center, Maya watched the screens intently. "They're doing it! Keep pushing forward!" she encouraged, her heart racing. The pilots communicated with ground forces, coordinating their attacks. On the ground, soldiers defended their cities with courage. They used tanks and artillery to strike at the alien forces that had landed, trying to capture key areas. Civilians also played their part, using their knowledge of the land to set traps and create obstacles for the invaders. The entire planet was fighting back, proving that they were more than just a weak species. As the battle raged on, reports came in from various fronts. Some cities were seeing success, while others faced fierce resistance from the alien invaders. But the tide of battle was turning. The aliens were not prepared for the fierce determination of humans. In one major city, a group of soldiers faced a particularly tough challenge. They were surrounded by alien forces, and it seemed like all hope was lost. But instead of surrendering, the humans rallied together. "We can't give up! We're fighting for our homes, our families!" their commander shouted. With renewed strength, they charged at the alien soldiers, fighting fiercely with everything they had. The battle was brutal, but the humans pushed forward, refusing to back down. Their courage inspired others nearby, creating a chain reaction of bravery. As the hours passed, the sun began to set, casting a golden light over the battlefield. The sounds of conflict filled the air, but so did the sounds of victory. Human forces were gaining ground, driving the alien invaders back. Maya felt a swell of pride as she watched the progress from the command center. "This is just the beginning," she said softly, knowing that the fight for Earth had only just begun. But now, humanity had shown its strength. They were not just a joke to the Galactic Council, they were a force to be reckoned with. And so, under the fading light, humanity fought back, ready to defend their planet and prove their worth to the galaxy. As the battle raged on Earth, the Galactic Council held an emergency meeting. Tension filled the Grand Hall, and many alien leaders looked worried. The humans were fighting back harder than anyone had expected. The council members had underestimated them, and now they faced a crisis. Zorak, the leader who had first mocked the humans, stood up, his green skin shimmering under the bright lights. "We must unite against this threat," he declared. "The humans have shown they will fight for their planet. If we do not join forces, we may lose everything." Murmurs of agreement spread through the hall, but some aliens still doubted. Vekra, the blue-skinned member, spoke up. "Are we sure we want to take such drastic action? The humans are unpredictable. We could provoke them further." But Zorak shook his head. "No, if we do not act together, we risk losing our power. We need to show them that we are strong and united." After much debate, the council members decided to form an alliance. They would combine their ships and forces to crush the humans once and for all. Each alien race would contribute their best warriors and technology. The meeting ended with a sense of urgency. They had to prepare for a counterattack. Meanwhile, on Earth, Maya and the military leaders monitored the news of the Galactic Council's meeting. "They are gathering their forces," Maya said, her eyes wide with concern. "We need to prepare for their next move. If they unite, they will come at us with everything they have." General Roberts agreed. "We should strengthen our defenses and train more troops. We can't afford to be caught off guard again." The soldiers worked tirelessly, building fortifications and training new recruits. The spirit of unity that had blossomed during the battle inspired everyone. People from all walks of life joined the fight. Scientists developed new weapons, and engineers improved the technology used by the military. Even children helped by creating signs of encouragement for the soldiers. As the days passed, the humans' resilience surprised even themselves. They had faced overwhelming odds and were still standing strong. The news of their bravery spread like wildfire, and many other countries that had previously hesitated began to send support. Back in the Galactic Council, the aliens finalized their plans. Ships from different planets began to assemble in space, creating a massive fleet. The sight of the united ships made many aliens feel powerful, but some felt uneasy. They had underestimated humans before, and it weighed on their minds. When the fleet was ready, Zorak addressed his allies. "This is our moment to show the humans their place. We will strike hard and fast. We must not let them believe they can challenge us. The aliens cheered, their voices echoing in the vast chamber. They were ready to prove their might. As they prepared for launch, Vecra could not shake the feeling of doubt. What if we fail? He whispered to himself. What if we lose? In the next few days, the alien fleet left their homeworlds, heading toward Earth. Ships of all shapes and sizes filled the skies, each one packed with soldiers and weapons. They were determined to crush the humans once and for all. On Earth, Maya and the leaders were aware of the approaching danger. We need to gather intelligence, she said, looking at the screens filled with data. We must know their strategy if we are going to counter it. They set up drones and surveillance systems to monitor the alien fleet. The pressure was building, and the fate of Earth rested on their shoulders. As the alien ships drew closer, the tension in the command center grew thick. Finally, the day arrived. The alien fleet entered Earth's atmosphere, their ships gliding silently through the sky. Maya and the military watched as the vast armada appeared on their screens. "They've come for us," Maya said, her voice steady but filled with determination. "We are ready to fight back." The humans gathered their forces, ready to face this new threat. They had come together as one, and nothing would stop them. As the skies darkened with the shadow of the alien fleet, a fierce determination rose within the hearts of all who stood on Earth. Humanity would not back down. They would stand united against the aliens, ready to defend their home and prove their strength. The atmosphere was tense as the massive alien fleet descended toward Earth. Bright lights from the ships illuminated the darkening sky, casting eerie shadows on the ground below. People on Earth looked up in fear and determination. They had prepared for this moment, but the odds felt overwhelming. In the command center, Maya and the military leaders watched the screens closely. "They're here," Maya said, her voice steady. "We need to act fast. Let's get our forces ready to engage." General Roberts nodded, his face serious. "We'll coordinate a defense. We know they're powerful, but we have the advantage of knowing our terrain." Across the galaxy, in the Galactic Council's chamber, Zorak and his allies stood before a large screen showing live feeds from the battle. They saw the humans gearing up, their planes and tanks moving into position. Zorak felt a mix of excitement and fear. "Now is our time to strike," he shouted, rallying his troops. But as the council members prepared for battle, Vecra felt uneasy. "Are we sure about this?" he asked, glancing around at his fellow leaders. "The humans have surprised us before. What if they have something new?" Zorak dismissed his worries. "We have the numbers and the firepower. We cannot let fear guide us. If we hesitate, we will lose everything." As the alien fleet began its descent, the first waves of attacks struck Earth. Beams of light shot down from the alien ships, targeting military bases and cities. Explosions rocked the ground, sending shock waves through the air. Humans scrambled to fight back, launching their own missiles and jets into the fray. The battle was fierce. The humans, fueled by their desire to protect their homes, fought valiantly against the overwhelming alien forces. Maya coordinated the defense from the command center, her heart racing as she watched the screens. "Keep pushing forward!" she yelled into the radio. "We can't let them take our cities." As the ground forces clashed with the aliens, something unexpected happened. Humans began to outmaneuver the alien ships, using tactics that confused their attackers. They had learned quickly from their past battles, and it showed. Back in the council chamber, the alien leaders started to realize that the humans were not as weak as they had believed. "They're fighting back harder than expected," Vecra exclaimed, watching the chaos unfold on the screen. "We need to adjust our strategy." Zorak's confidence wavered as he observed the humans' determination. "What are they doing? How can they fight like this?" he muttered, frustration creeping in. Suddenly, an urgent message came through. An alien ship had been hit, crashing to the ground in a burst of flames. Panic spread among the council members. "This is not going as planned," Vecra shouted. "We need to regroup and rethink our strategy." As the humans pressed their attack, the council realized that their unity was not enough. They had underestimated the spirit of humanity. The fighting continued, with both sides taking heavy losses, but the humans were pushing back with everything they had. In a moment of clarity, Zorak turned to his fellow council members. "We need to change our approach. We can't just rely on brute force. We need to understand the humans. What drives them? What do they want?" Vecra nodded, seeing the truth in Zorak's words. "If we keep fighting like this, we may not win. We must find a way to communicate, to reach out. Maybe we can negotiate. The council agreed to send a message to the humans, proposing a ceasefire to discuss terms. As the aliens prepared to send their communication, Maya and the military leaders received word of the proposal. Maya looked at her team, surprised but cautious. Do we trust them, after all they've done? General Roberts considered the situation. We have to be smart about this. If we can talk, maybe we can find a way to stop the fighting and reach a solution. The message was sent, and the humans paused, awaiting a response. The tension hung in the air, but the reality was clear. The council had awakened to the truth. Humanity was not just a weak species to be mocked. They were fighters, united in their will to defend their home. As the ships hovered above, both sides held their breath, knowing that the next steps would determine the fate of Earth and its people.